Ginny asks, I hear that you're an avid reader. What's currently on your nightstand?
Um, the defining moment that's about Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That's one. Good to Great by Jim Collins is another one that is on mine. And one that I love, and I kind of come back to that on a regular basis, is a letter that Dr. Martin Luther King wrote when he was in prison called "Why We Can't Wait." And that's the same way I feel about the city of Philadelphia. We just can't afford to wait anymore for the kind of progressive, aggressive leadership that we need to move this city forward. And you know, Dr. King, when he wrote that particular letter, he talked about the importance of why people need to wake up and recognize that we no longer can afford to sit back and wait to change the environment. And you know, Dr. Martin Luther King was very much an activist, and he was really a man before his time. And I believe that one, more than anything, about why we can't wait, is very appropriate as we approach this election on May 15th.
And the final question from Rosella is, do you think the tax abatements for new homes for mostly high-end housing is fair to people who have stuck it out in neighborhoods? Are we subsidizing the well-to-do?
Well, I do believe we need to, not have an either or. I'm a strong advocate for inclusionary zoning. I think it needs to be a balance on affordable rents and affordable housing. I do believe that. I do think the abatement has served a purpose and it has created some incentives, but I do think we need to tinker with the aspect of the abatement in terms of including there. We need to have, as I said, Boston has something called linked development. We need to have linked development because we can't have a situation where we don't have affordable rents and affordable houses available to working class people. And I do agree that we're creating kind of a two-tier city that we have to change. You know, in New York City, they have a poverty rate of 19%. We have a poverty rate of 25%. And we do have to put policies in place that assure that we don't chase out our senior citizens and we don't chase out people who have been extremely loyal to the city for many years. You know, I'm of the opinion that, in an 8-year term, and I hope I get to serve 8 years in the city of Philadelphia, that what I like to do is put things in place such as education policy, economic development policy, public safety policy, that will move this city in the right direction. You know, when we look at it, think about it, and we think about mayors, it's not that Mayor Rendell, who's now Governor Rendell, solved all the problems that we have in the city of Philadelphia, but what he did is gave people a sense of hope. Well, that's what I hope to do. I hope to do in the 8 years that if you give me the opportunity to become the next mayor of the city of Philadelphia, is to give people a sense of hope and optimism that this is a city that is open to everyone, that we do something about reducing the crime rate, making sure that our education system is working for all, that we fundamentally grow a middle class. And the last thing, which I think is the most important thing, that we do a lot in what I call our civic education, the civic value aspect. I'm a strong advocate about civic involvement and the participation of it. There was a question asked earlier about opening up the Democratic Party. Well, the way I got involved was I got involved by some neighbors and as a block captain, as becoming an organizer. And I've always been a strong advocate about opening up the process, giving opportunity to no matter what people's race are, no matter what their gender is, no matter who they are, to be involved, because this is your government. This is not my government. This is your government. This money that I happen to be as chairman of the appropriation committee, I'm a temporary steward of that money. It is not my money. It is your money. It is the taxpayers' money that you pay. And I think that those of us in office need to take it very serious. We need to make you feel that this government that you are part of this government. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing here today. This is the first time in a campaign, in any campaign that I've ever run, and obviously this technology is relatively new in the last couple of years, that I've taken this kind of initiative to reach out to you and give you an opportunity. So I hope you will either email me, fax me information that you think of ideas and suggestions you think that you want to do about our city, because it is our city, and I want you to constantly always communicate to me about the things that we need to do.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much.